doesn't have an armor. He's going to look for a new white armor, does spot one before having to heal, and there is an actual third white armor on top of their floor, so they'll be doing okay. They are playing Caustic for their last game today, and Caustic in a building always goes right.
And, you know, it's very interesting how we talked all about the Caustic Wraith, the Caustic Octane, and now we got the Caustic Horizon. What a unique composition with Bloodhound as well. In your eyes, what's the goal of this? Is this just player preference? We've seen Mooney and them have some successes over the course of it. They are sitting in a top 5 spot currently. Maybe hold that thought here as the fight starts to engage. As Mooney hits a few, but he gets hit right back. Alternator, early game weapon. We know it can dominate in these situations if they don't have anything better on their side. And Ack picking up the slack. Goes up into the air for a shield bat. The benefits of Horizon still just in and out. Going to use the zip line to maneuver yet again. Nobody yet found a drop, but it might be this one here. Up in the air. Sometimes you don't come down in these lobbies.
Oh no, it's so hard to shoot people in the air. Ack missing a few wingman shots there. They're going to have to retreat onto the third floor of the building here. Try and go for the knock, and they get it! They get it on Skittle Cakes and Phoenix. So they have almost won this fight completely. AMV picking up some kill points in the very last game of the last chance qualifiers today.
Uh-oh, but there's Voltic. He goes down. And he's playing low. And I got to tell you, it's just such an advantage playing this right here with a Horizon, because that movement is just unparalleled in this situation specifically, where you've got 5, 6 floors to go up and down, and to maneuver that at a whim, to go above the building that high, just showing the power of why this legend is so good. But I want to go back to that conversation, because they ended up winning that trade. Why do you think the Horizon Caustic Bloodhound, what is the goal of that in your eyes as a player? Or do you think that's just player preference, legend preference?
No, there is a goal to that. So using Horizon could give you that lift in the air, and once you kind of use your ultimate and black hole everybody in, you can then use your Caustic ultimate on top of that and get that like double damage with the grenades, and it's just a big wombo combo doing that. And Outcast, unfortunately, Outcast is out to TPM. I know this is one of our fan favorites. I love this team. I've actually got the pleasure to play with them a couple games one night. So, and they're very nice, very well skilled, but they're actually getting third partied. Oh no, Taildis is almost 1 HP. Sponge has to heal over here. What are they going to do? They're playing on the zip lines. This is incredible movement by Sponge over here. It's gonna try and pop the Phoenix, a full Phoenix kit. I hope. Yep, I hope he's able to get it off. Taildis inside the building, 1 HP. And it's going to be up to Sponge here. Taildis hasn't healed yet.
I love that. Oh, man, Taildis unfortunately goes down. Sponge, love the movement, like you mentioned. Defensive bombardment. And this is going to hurt for his pursuers. Can he hold him outside the door? He will. It should break. He's going to get damaged, though. And a nice evade shot as well. He might be able to turn this around. Needs an armor swap. Can he get it? Sponge trying to make a big play. It's already been used. And that zip line, that rope, he had reached the end of his, and ODST win that one. But hey, Sponge made it hard. Great work. Unfortunate circumstance or result, so to speak, but definitely a good effort by Sponge.
The best to his abilities, eh? He even ended up getting some shots or some hits off with his bombardment, but it wasn't enough when it was the 3v1 there at the end. KSB looking good. We've got Kimchi with the gold armor, Blitzen with a fully kitted triple take. This team loves sniping. Sniping is very crucial in competitive Apex, because getting those kills from a long range, or even getting a knock and then, you know, jump padding onto them or pushing them with a Bloodhound, it's just very advantageous. And if you could keep the fight away from you, it'll cause for less third parties. And we just witnessed a third party happen. You do not want to be a part of one of those.
No, we've witnessed a lot so far. 6 teams in a matter of what feels like 5 minutes. In fact, a matter of what has been 5 minutes, they're already gone. We've seen 25% of the lobby down already. And it's just getting started. Hasn't even gotten to the second circle here. And it looks like it could be more, with Busset Boys looking to make a move here. Number 13, 18 points to their name. It's not outrageous of an idea to think a big 29, 30-pointer could get them in the conversation, but it is outrageous to think they'd be able to surpass it without any of the other teams with the 39, 38, 36 points, AMV, retirement home, Ziploc bags, respectively, doing a decent job in this game while they get that 30 bomb. So Busset Boys, maybe too much of a mountain to climb, but some people said some mountaineers couldn't climb Everest. They ended up doing it. So we'll hold on until the results come in.
And there comes in our first knock. All right, so they'll be able to push through that. The revive is going in. The nice, very nice thermite, but it does not connect onto the downed player. It only connects to blue armor here, so they might actually be able to recover up there. The scan goes through. Decoys is going to take a little peek on inside. Oh, and the dome comes in. Wraith down to 1 HP, but both of them go down here. Very nice comeback. It's all up to Murdog on Busset Boys to be able to clutch this one out. Turns We the People.
Ooh,
both down.
He gave him the armor swap.
Yup, and very nice shots.
Oh.
The triple take. Can he do it? Oh, no! Corey with the clutch. Oh, and the third
but
party.
Corey's not alone. The clutch and the third party. Would you take one if you knew you got the other? I don't think so. Corey might have just said, I don't want to be in that engagement anyways. He's already lost 2 of his teammates. And Junior Claw's going to smoke him out like, hey, I don't want you to find the exits. I think Corey knows there's no way he could exit if he tried. Great win, great clutch there, but it feels like it is all for nothing as they're going to realize there's only one person in there maybe. Oh, maybe there's 2. And now that they start to realize Corey might have gotten one of his teammates up, okay, hold on. Let's slow that one down as we head over to Onyx Gaming, who have just entered into the Revenant zone. And looks like they need a little bit of help, not some serious help, as the skirmish continues up on the staircase.
Cheesy's gonna need a revive, but Cheesy gets thirsted. Proficiency actually gets knocked, and need serious help is gonna need serious help. And they are out.
Cut right there. Clip it. You were absolutely right on that, and it just sucks. You know, we've seen couple of names kind of almost set their fates in stone. I think we had Defeated, who was a solo player who just ultimately we all knew where that was going at the end of the kind of turn of the lobby, and now Need Serious Help absolutely did, and unfortunately they didn't get it. We know Shroud, though, came in on the better side of that, and again, round 2, 52 seconds away. Feels like you blink and you miss this lobby, and there's only 12 teams remaining. Again, almost another quarter of our lobby gone. But that's what happens when everyone's fighting for it. Let's see. We know Shroud, 24 points to their name right now. Synced, Wicked, and Ace. That puts them 15 points behind the position they need to be. So if this is the team you're rooting for, definitely doable. A win here in this lobby would most likely do it. And they are geared in a way that would suggest they have a high probability of that. Just looking at that purple Evo, red Evo, and the gold shield for Wicked. That is a nice setup heading into what could be some of the final zones.
The only unfortunate thing about these teams that need a lot of points is that the lobby is slowly dissipating and the players left to kill are going to be none in about 10 minutes. So it's going to be really hard to get those kill points needed to get into the top 5, but it is doable, as you said.
They got to pick it up. That's an excellent point. They just need to realize the moment to get a 20, a 30 bomb. But we mentioned Busset Boys who would have needed it. It's almost gone. I mean, there's really barely 30 players left in the lobby. So you have to go ahead and make your move if you're going to make it now. Sunset Rising realizing they're in part of that conversation as well. 20 points to their name. Just 2 ahead of Busset Boys, and they're under pressure. But playing a little slower. G7 Scout and the Mastiff. An odd loadout for a Bloodhound player. And it's going to result in how a lot of people think. Not a lot of success. Ziploc bags, though. They're playing spoiler to the party. Sending Sunset Rising, sun setting. As Mazzy finishes off with the R99.
Mazzy ended up coming in from behind with the Spitfire, getting that free knock, which was able to eliminate a couple of those players there. That was incredible. Now moved on to KSB. Are they third-partying the
They
Ziploc
are.
bags? Oh my goodness, it's going to be up to Mazzy to try and 1v3 this, but that is
Oh,
looking a little impossible.
you know, 1v3s are hard when you're dead, I heard, and that's exactly what occurred for Mazzy and the boys. If he pulls it off, if he pulls that off, I will think he should just qualify right away, because that will be some new tech that we haven't seen in Apex Legends. However, KSB and the fact that Ziploc bags have fought each other have now encouraged another third party from ODST, which is the team that needs both of those teams out, a point behind where we were looking at Busset Boys, 17 starting out this round. The top two teams in the top 5 positions have actually started to kind of siphon and leech off each other. So that would be great for the rest of the lobby if they can go down. But it seems like KSB not capitalized on when they needed to be.
No, they were not. And ODSD is just going to look to retreat and go to the zone, it seems. So it's not looking so great. 30 players left alive. It's going to be hard to catch up if you're at the bottom of the leaderboard and still in. But, you know, give it your all no matter what.
AMV starting out in the 5th position. This is probably the most important team to watch, outside of possibly TPM, Huya, or We Know Shroud, because this is the one who's gatekeeping. They're holding everybody out. The second they go down, it's an open lobby for the rest of those teams right behind them. But as long as they stay alive, I mean, they're almost in the driver's seat here of their own fate. They win, they're in. No doubt about it. So Mooney, they've already survived a few. And I think it's a good opportunity to take a chance to listen in and see how they're managing with only 10 squads left.
$50 on him. Don't go down here.
Yep, I'm batting.
Oh my God, they're right here. No. He's getting it.
Hound's cracked.
Just play your life. Don't go down, You can play my arm shield, don't go down.
Can't. Fuck, Ak, why'd you push out like that, man?
Oh my God. Wicked. And We Know Shroud take down the team that is in the spot they want. If that doesn't show you that they're going for it, I don't know what else will. And talk about the Eva 8 shots, girl. Wicked just put anybody who stepped foot out of that door down in the dirt.
Yeah, they kind of popped out. They just peaked for a moment, and Ak just went down so fast, incredibly fast. So unfortunately for them, they are out of this. We know Shroud, they might be able to pick up enough kill points. It's crazy, but it's possible. It's doable.
I feel sad in some ways, because so close so far, but there's no time to feel any feelings. There's just time to run away. Look at the intensity. Synced fighting yet again. Wicked, We Know Shroud. No, they are on it. These guys are in 8th place, most likely right now after all the points that they've gotten, but they need to push to 5, and they are close. They have knocked out the 5th place team, and that was Pubstars, I believe, that they were engaging in, and that would be the 4th place team. So they have almost, in one fell swoop, taken out their top 2 teams in competition. What a moment for We Know Shroud.
This is actually crazy. We've got to watch We Know Shroud for the rest of the tournament because they are absolutely popping off. We don't have a 4th place and a 5th place team right now. They're both out of the game. On to content, though. We'll take a look at We Know Shroud later on. But on content, they've been fighting as well. They've been doing really well. Actually, haven't we seen them go down in Sorting Factory earlier and recover from that? I believe so.
Yeah, content is, I mean, they've been all over the place. I think they're going for content at this point because they know they're already qualified. And so anything that they can do to add for the Twitch clips or the Twitter clips, I think they're going for. And why wouldn't you? We Know Shroud, though. This is the storyline right here. Ziploc bags in front of them. Number 7. They're out. Pubstars taken out by We Know Shroud. AMV taken out by We Know Shroud. We Know Shroud ain't just walking down the path. They're carving it out. for themselves to be at this LCQ and make it to the championships. But oh no! Saints got dropped. That's a dome shield. He should be able to stabilize. That's scary though. But with a gold backpack, Saint is right back up. Man, Wicked is gold.
They've got all of the loot that they need to win this. They've got the gold bag. They got the gold dome res. They're looking
Blinged
really
out.
good right now. Yep, and they're going to rotate onto the bridge for now, which isn't the worst spot. It may not be the best spot. There's going to be a lot of teams around them that might get peeked on, but if they're going to be able to pick up some kill points, it's right now, and Keen goes down. Wicked with the R301,
Oh, no.
absolutely slaying, but goes down, and he's the one with the dome and the gold bag. Oh, no.
Oh my God, this could be it. Wicked goes down. Sancty goes down as well. Could this be it? Ace, he's going to have to try to clutch this up, and he might have the opportunity. Smart play to get Gibraltar. And you can see Saint using the shield because he's trying to just get Gibby alive. And Wicked, he falls yet again. Oh, no. And that is going to be Saint down. But again, not quite out. Now he can revive inside the dome. They should be able to stabilize and get these two back. Saint sacrifices his life for the greater good. And you know what? It might have just been the greater good. What if that sacrifice paves the way for these two to get enough points to win? Wouldn't that be a story?
It would definitely be a story. And as you said, Ace picking up the Gibraltar, picking up Wicked was absolutely the right play because he was able to get a dome off right before he went back down. And then another res ensues. The rotation isn't looking very clean right now. KSB, one person remaining, and it's Blitzen right now. Not looking too good for Blitzen, getting shot from a couple angles. We'll have to rotate in. And personally, I'm assuming Blitzen might just die on the rotation. This is a very hard rotation for him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard climb. He's going to expose himself unless he stays eked out in those corners. See, he's trying to just stay inside so he is not in line of sight of the bridge or the team that has been focusing We Know Shroud. Not quite sure who that is yet. 7 squads remaining. Whoa. What a moment. This is going to be their biggest test yet. They've taken out 3 teams ahead of them in order to climb their way back. They started out 15 points away. That's a first place and then some. And it's now 7 squads remaining. They've got a chance. They've lost 1 member. Blitzen stands in their way. He's already qualified in the number 3 spot, you would assume. And now he's using that Spitfire to try and pressure it out. But no, he's just exposed himself. Doesn't get much damage there. Wicked, he's in a fight right now. 1 knock as well. Another KP. Will he do it? Wicked switches it out. Nice R301. They get it. 2 more KP. 7 kills for Wicked. And We Know Shroud in the top 6.
Oh my gosh. Wow. They're really fighting their way through. 6 squads left. We know one of them is a solo. Blitzen actually got a knock as the solo player left alive. They might try and climb these rocks, try and get the high ground. We have JTSN. They're looking really good right now. So as many 3-player squads as possible need to fight so that We Know Shroud can take them out in the end.
Well, I do know Shroud could take them out in the end. I mean, he's a great FPS player. But also the team, I had to catch myself there, the way you said it. And I think they're trying to do that with their name. A little bit of levity here for a various situation. These guys crawled their way back, 15 points down. I don't know if anyone's betting on that to make it in the slot, but things just started happening. Pub stars go down, AMV go down to the hands of them. Ziploc bags push onto KSB. KSB loses 2. Blitzen stays alive. Ziploc bags goes down. And now it's Legacy who are in the bottom 10. Going up into engagement here, and I think this is with JTSN, and so Legacy, JTSN almost dealing with themselves, and I think that's the defensive bombardment on the outside. The black hole just making it so difficult to fight. Blitzen, he's going in there as well. This could be 3 squads dead in a second. Blitzen's gonna get the armor swap. Can't say enough about how well he has played, and more KP to his name as well. But We Know Shroud is just standing by. They're not even in the fight.
They need to go in soon. They need to go in very soon. They don't want any of those 3-man squads to heal back up. But there is 4 squads left remaining, so they're playing it patiently. They want to win. Actually, getting the win is maybe the most crucial part because they've got a lot of kill points.
Oh my God, look at this. I mean, that's a great spot, but the R301 doesn't hit, I think, hard enough for those 3 players pushing. I think a Spitfire might have been better there. And they've got to watch out for Blitzen. I believe he's still alive. And unfortunately, Wicked hitting every shot he freaking can. Oh my goodness, the man's a laser. 7 kills to his name, but a grenade. Will that just stop it all? It's going to get half the shield. Oh boy, things are tense. But they're all outside. Wicked, no real place to go. Playing with the boxes. This is Apex Legends. Blitzen has just been a terror. KSB still at the top. The one-man show. Will it be the 2 men who can carry it forward? No, it's going to be We Know Shroud. Drop there. We'll have to wait for the standings to see. Did they do enough? And it's Content who take the kill. Corey somehow back in action. It's Legacy, and it may just be that 3rd Blitzen on the backside of things. Big kill there onto We the People. Content losing it out. They're already qualified, but the final zone will create a little bit more havoc here. Jaguares goes down as well, up into the Horizon Dome. And look at that Legacy clean it up. Not really in contention, but if they had a chance, this would be it. They take the win. They shut down We Know Shroud. But the story certainly is, will the heroics end up paying dividends for either of these teams?
Yes, that is the story indeed. I don't know what the leaderboard holds for us. We're going to have to leave that to Tom and Kate. But how did you enjoy that last match?
Oh, it was great, girl. I think, you know, what's so fun is looking at these stories that are developing constantly. It's almost like breaking news every 5 seconds, but I think they did an even better job, and I want to hear your thoughts quickly just on the pace. Today was a frantic, fun pace, but it was some of the most fun Apex Legends I've casted in a while.
It was super fun. All of the cravers, all of the action, all of the intensity. It was absolutely incredible, and I'm so honored to be able to watch all of that and cast that with you.
Well, girl, it's a pleasure as always. We'll see you soon for the next one. We're going to sign off here and get it back to our analyst desks and see who qualified for the championships.
Thank you so much, Rain Day and girl, as always. What a game 6 that was, Tom. One of the craziest games I've seen in ALGS. What we saw from We Know Shroud right there, what we saw from Blitzen to survive to late game was nothing short of heroic.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the standings right now, and Legacy MX was in 11th place with 22 points, okay? 12 points for the placement. That's going to be, what, 34 overall, okay? They needed 39 points to take over that 5th place spot. I think they got enough kill points to do it too. The question is how much points did AMV and Pubstars put on the board, and how many points did We Know Shroud put on the board as well? Because Retirement Home was taken out. We saw a lot of teams taken out. Ziploc Bags was dropped by KSB. As we take a look at this final moment, they needed to win this game on the Legacy side, and they did so. They were that team that was inside of that toilet bowl on the 2nd floor there when they were fighting with the Horizon, and they were able to pull it off. We Know Shroud wasn't able to flank and get all the way in there. They couldn't play aggressive enough because there was another team over towards the blue containers that were gatekeeping them out over towards the side. That ends up being the same team that pushes them over towards the side because they realized that was just a 2-man squad. What a day. What a night of Apex. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's spot on. And Bueno Legacy with a great last game right there, but I don't know if it was going to be enough for the standings like you said. You broke down the late game perfectly. What really stood out to me, though, I thought Blitzen on the rotation was toast. I mean, he had to make a pretty far rotation. He's solo, rotating through the valley. You'd think a team would spot him as a rat and take him out, but the fact that he's able to survive long enough to make it to late game and then get a few kill points and get the placement, that might be enough to keep KSB in top 5. I think it will be, actually, but without that play, KSB maybe slips, so that's a huge play for Blitzen to secure it. And then my biggest curiosity is We Know Shroud. 12-plus kill game. They only got 4th or 5th place in placement, so I don't know if it was enough placement points to help them do it. Is it enough for them to qualify through? If it is, that's one of the best Game 6 performances, under pressure, clutch moment that I've ever seen in ALGS. We'll see if it happens, Tom.
I really think that with them and Legacy were just neck and neck. It was only a 2-point difference between We Know Shroud and Legacy, and we know how many points they got, but how many placement points that Legacy got is absolutely huge.
That's right. We can actually take a look at the Game 6 highlights right now, as that was an entire montage reel for We Know Shroud. Tom, walk me through it.
And you expect this lobby to be an absolute bloodbath to begin with, again, for the teams that need to drop absolute bombs, 30 points or more. Blessed Boys was one of these teams that had to have a big game, unfortunately for them. You can see that it's just too much action over towards the side. Once you see a respawn come in, even at this point, everyone is going to collapse on it, so it's so difficult to get over that type of situation. As Team Content's going to go through and get some nice cleanups throughout all of this office building. But it's all about getting that thirst so you can not only get the armor swap, but it also kind of gets in the enemy team's head a little bit, because again, they understand how hard it is to get that res off. You lose a little bit of momentum. Also, one of the big things is your teammates can't call out when they're dead anymore. Oh yeah, they can, but they can't ping you and exactly where you're at. And Team Content, they showed what they were made of right from the beginning in game number 1. They carried on the momentum throughout a majority of the tournament. They slowed down a couple of times, but we know Shroud, huge win underneath the bridge over here. They made the rotation over from that Lava City side and then made their way down underneath that bridge. I thought that they were going to gatekeep a little bit harder, but one of the things that you mentioned was how Blitzen was able to clamber up over towards the side. He avoids We Know Shroud and is able to capitalize on with a couple more kill points throughout all of this. He even weasels out of this situation too, where Legacy gets back and wins this game from this 3v3. This was huge for them.
Yeah, massive game for Legacy that might give them a chance. That's the thing. Big word, big emphasis on might. Only 2 kills right here. I think they were a little lower in the kill category. If they got a few more, it might have been enough, but we will see, of course, in the standings in a moment. And then, Content right there. They were just one versus one away from being taken out. Instead, they win the 1v1. They survived to late game, and Content put the stamp in this tournament, taking home first place by a mile. Of course, we saw Legacy close it out right here, but Content showing up big in game 6. We know Shroud showing up even bigger with a 12+ kill game. And again, we're on the edge of our seats right now to see these final standings, because it's going to be absolutely insane to see who broke into that top 5, who will qualify through for ALGS championships. And Tom, I got to ask you, of the teams you've seen today, which team or two do you think truly can contend and can keep up with a dominant ALGS championships against the top teams in North America?
Well, definitely Team Content. I think OnlyFans is there. We know Shroud is there too, but they didn't start playing how I hoped they were going to play until the final game. We were discussing they need to start taking fights. They need to play aggressive. We saw what they're made of when their backs against the wall. They are phenomenal. They can win a majority, if not all, of their team fights, but for some reason, they're focused on rotations. They were getting into the middle of the zone. At the end, I thought that's what the pressure did to them. It made diamonds. We'll see if that was enough for them to stamp their way in, because I do think they're one of the teams that can contend.
I love it. Well, here we go. We got the game 6 results. 7 kills, 12 points for Legacy. That's going to net them a total of 12 points for first place, obviously. That's going to net them a total of 19 points. I don't know if it'll be enough for Legacy to sneak through, but we know Shroud with 12 kills plus 5 points. That's going to be 17 points total for them. I don't know if that will be enough.
That means they
Let's go ahead
tied.
and take a look at the overall leaderboards. Is it going to be a tie?
Oh, but they didn't have
my
enough.
Goodness.